Alright, hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on how to properly fit a Western saddle pad to your horse. And this is really important because, and I totally just kicked my stand. This is really important because you don't need to fall into buying like a $300 pad or something unless it's like custom made for you. If it has the colors you want, the right type of like felt or wool or whatever you want on it, the color of leather, the style, the cut, everything. If it's totally custom made for you, then by all means, spend $300 on a pad. I'm not going to stop you from that. But I definitely want to talk about just regular everyday riding pads that aren't custom made, and I am not talking about saddle pads that are specific for horses that have back problems. This is not a video for that because you probably need either a horse chiropractor or a vet to help you with that, because I mean, you're gonna spend a pretty shiny penny on a saddle pad like that. So, I'll be showing you a few different cuts and styles and lengths and widths of saddle pads that I already have, and I'll be fitting them with my 15-inch Western saddle. So, I don't have any smaller or bigger than that, but I will post a guide that I made somewhere right here. So, I'll also post a link to that picture as well, so if you want to save it and use it, then by all means you can use it. So, let's just get into the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Equine Country. If you like these kind of videos, make sure to tell me in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, anything, make sure to drop that in the comments below as well. And don't forget to check out Equine Country on Facebook as well. So let's get started. So this saddle pad is the reason why I am doing this video today, because I fell into the saddle pad gimmicks of, thinking you need the non-slip neoprene on it, and then the super absorption shock wool, and the cutout wither hole, and breathe holes on the back like that, which I have nothing against the wither hole or the breathing holes on the back. That's not what I have a problem with, but what the problem is that it's a straight across back. There is absolutely no cut down. It should be cut from the wither hole about right here down an inch and then back like that. It shouldn't be just straight across. So this is a size 32, and it does not fit my horse like at all. It actually gave him saddle rub on his back because the neoprene was rubbing against him really bad. So I bought this pad for $100, and it's a complete and total waste because I can't bring it back because I used it, and I can't use it because it, gives my horse raw marks. So this is why I'm doing this video today. So this is a really nice pad as well, but I don't like to use it for gaming or barrel racing or anything like that. This is more of a Western pleasure or trail riding saddle pad because this type of wool on the inside is not, definitely not non-slip. This will move around as you move, but this pad is not stiff at all, so it will contour and move with your horse, and so it really works with any type of horse, and that's why you don't need the cutout wither strap or back holes or anything with this saddle pad. So this is one of my smaller saddle pads. This is a 30-30, and this one I'm just pretty much using to kind of demonstrate what it's like to have a pad that's a little bit more stiff, and is also has a tiny little bit of wool, but it's mostly non-slip, but it's not like rubber or neoprene or anything like that on the inside. It doesn't have any cutout wither holes or back holes or anything like that. It has a slight contour. It's not totally straight on the back, but that might be just from me using it for so many years. So I have to use George to talk about this one because it does not stand up on its own. And I'm going to say this 100 times if I have to. This is not a saddle pad. This is not a saddle pad. This is not a saddle pad. Please do not just use this on your horses. This is just a very thin either underlayer or overlayer for horses that have back problems, and you can put it over the saddle pad for extra color or flair, or you can put it underneath so that your horse doesn't get saddle rub marks. But I've seen so many times little kids use these saddle pads as just this. This is all they use, and that's it. And it is so frustrating because it's so bad for your horse's back, gives them no support, and they can get saddle rub so easy if you just use this pad. So please do not use just this pad. Alright, so out of all these pads, this one's probably my favorite. It's by Diamond Wool, and it's an inch thick and doesn't have any other crap on the inside. It's just this really nice hard wool, and it has the wither cut out and a nice contoured back for the wither and the horse's back. This is also a 32-32. Alright you guys, so George is going to be helping me demonstrate this kind of stuff today, and don't get me wrong, when you look at him, he looks pretty clean, but that's because before I blanketed him for the winter, he got a nice warm wash stall bath, so that's why he looks so clean and sparkly right now. And the red in his tail is from my last play day. I sprayed his tail red and it's still trying to come out right now. And that's my baby, that's my little yearling. She's yelling for him because he is with me and not her right now. So if you hear that in the background, I'm sorry. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to first start off with the saddle pad that I did this video for, and I just want to note that none of the companies have endorsed me or sponsored me or anything to talk about their saddle pads. This is all based on my own opinion, so don't be mad at me for that. So I'm just going to throw this on his back and kind of show you why this does not work. So look at this lovely pad. Isn't that just awesome? Oh my god, this pad. I freaking hate this pad so much. So as you can see, it's got a very tall back on my horse. Apparently my horse has no dip in his back at all whatsoever, but that's okay because we have a wither hole for no freaking reason. But this is why I wanted to do this video. This is really, really bad. This saddle pad does not flex down to my horse's back at all, and George has a higher wither and then kind of a slope in his back, but it's more flat and straight, but he has a very high big wither. So these kind of saddle pads just they just do not work for him at all. This is size 32, and even when I put my saddle on, it squishes down the pad and gets really tight on him back here because of the way the saddle is contoured, and then because of this non-slip neoprene stuff, as you can see, there's hair on it. This saddle pad rubbed him raw right there, and so I just had to completely stop using it, and luckily I got it to the point where his hair grew back with no marks or anything on him. So this is definitely a do not get unless your horse does not have a high wither or anything like that, and they have more of a flat, straight back, then maybe this saddle pad will work for you. So this saddle pad is by Equine, and I'll put my saddle on it in a minute so you can see that it works really well, but it has a lot more shaping and contouring. Like, as you can see, as I'm pressing down, it flattens down to his back, but then still keeps high on his wither. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my saddle so you can see how it works with the saddle a little bit better. Alright, y'all, so this is how it looks with the saddle on, and this is a 33 by, like, I don't even know, like maybe a 34. So it is a little bit big for a 15-inch saddle, but we used to have a 16-inch Western Pleasure trail saddle that this saddle pad used to go with, but now I just kind of use it with whatever. But with these kind of saddle pads that don't have already a cutout wither hole, I usually raise it up so that I can easily slide my hand underneath so that it gives his wither a little bit of room. But as you can see, there's no like pocketing or anything like that, and it just sits on him really nice, and it gives him a lot of support and comfort and everything. So it's a really nice saddle pad for Western Pleasure or trail or anything like that, but not for gaming or barrel racing or anything like that, because it is not non-slip. So this is the 3030 black saddle pad that I showed you earlier. Like I said, it does have a slight contour to it, but that might be just for me riding in it so much. Well, I don't really ride it in anymore, but so I'm gonna go ahead and throw my saddle on it so you can see how it works with a 15-inch saddle. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the saddle on the saddle pad. It does suction down a little bit to his back, but it doesn't give him any raw marks or anything, or any hair removal or anything like that. And once again, because this does not have a wither hole, I like to raise this up when I put the saddle pad, or the saddle on, I mean, and so I can reach my hand underneath. This saddle pad is almost too small for this saddle. It like barely gives me coverage. I mean, personally, I'd like just a little bit more coverage, but I mean, it works. So with a 15-inch, you can get away with using a 30-30, but the 30-30s are more or less for a 14.5-inch saddle or a 14-inch saddle, not 15, and definitely not 16-inch. Okay, and now on to my favorite saddle pad that I just bought not too long ago. This was $60 from Diamond Wool. And once again, they are not sponsoring me or endorsing me or anything like that to talk about this pad, but I just absolutely love it. And everybody needs to know about these saddle pads because they are so nice and they're cheap, and I don't know, I just love them. But so as you can see, it already is perfectly contouring along my horse's back, and it has a little bit of space for his back right here, so it's not going to rub on him or anything like that in that back part, which is usually where saddle pads have the most problem. And it does have a cut out wither hole, so I don't have to raise the saddle or saddle pad for the saddle. So I'll go ahead and throw on my saddle so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so as you can see, this gives me plenty of coverage for my saddle and his back and everything like that. And I can still reach my hand under here because of that cutout wither hole right there, and it fits my saddle so perfect. I just love the saddle pad, and as you can see, still there is a lifted pocket right here so it does not rub on him or give him any weird marks or anything like that. And same thing with this side, I still have plenty of coverage and everything is even and looking good. Alright, y'all, so I hope you enjoyed the video and it's helpful to you. So like you saw in that guide that I posted in the introduction, with a 15-inch saddle, you can get away with using a 30-30 size saddle pad, but I mean, it's cutting it pretty close. And it's more or less for a 14.5 or 14-inch saddle, the 30-30s are. So for a 15-inch. If you can find it, it would be best to go with a 31-31 or 31-32. But I use a 32-32 just to make sure that I have 100% coverage and it fits my horse really well. So for a 16-inch saddle, you're definitely going to want to do a 32-32 at least. That would probably be the best size for a 16-inch saddle. And as you go up in saddle sizes, you're going to want to keep increasing the length by an inch. And then you really shouldn't need to go over 33 inches for the width of the saddle pad, because then that's kind of getting a little bit excessive. That trail saddle pad that I have is almost a little too much of width there, but it works and I love it. So anyway, pretty soon I'm going to be posting the how to measure your horse for a winter blanket. So if you want to see that, check that out. And have an awesome day, you guys.